Hello everyone, thanks for joining me in the Allan Block workshop to learn about what it takes to successfully construct your Allan Block retaining wall project. What I will walk you through today is building a pattern retaining wall using Geogrid reinforcement. Our blocks are available in modular shapes and sizes, so installation requires no cutting and pattern walls add another level of desired aesthetics. Use our charts and layouts shown in our installation manuals for easy to use block placement and estimating. This video picks up after you have properly installed, backfilled, and compacted your first course of block. When building pattern walls, the base course should always be full-size blocks, and the pattern we recommend is a 2-course pattern. These 2 items will speed up the entire construction process, easily accommodate walls with curves, and any required geogrid that is needed in the wall. To see proper base or geogrid installation, check out our other installation videos. So let's head out to our sandbox and show you how to do this. This video starts where the base is installed, leveled, and compacted for this straight wall application. From here, we will begin installing the first layer of AB reinforcement grid. Place the edge of the grid against the back of the raised front lip and roll it out along the wall. If you need help or have curves and corners in your project, please refer to our installation manuals found on our website. These will also help to identify if your project does need reinforcement or can be built as a gravity wall, and it is always a good idea to check with your local code requirements. Using our 2-course pattern or one you've chosen, stack the initial blocks of the pattern on top of the geogrid and base course. Place the blocks so that the bottom notch is tight against the front lip of the blocks below. Offset the blocks so the vertical seams are in a running bond pattern or are offset by at least 1/4 of the block. Pull on the back of the grid to remove any slack and stake in place if needed. Adjust the blocks as necessary for level and alignment with a dead blow hammer. Fill in the hollow cores in 12 inches behind the block with wall rock. Use a flat nose shovel to remove the excess wall rock from the top of the blocks. Then backfill behind the wall rock using approved on-site soils and rake smooth. Using the end of the shovel, compact the wall rock inside the block cores. Use a broom to sweep the top of the blocks clean. Run a mechanical plate compactor to compact the materials behind the blocks. Compact in a path parallel to the wall, from the back of the block to the back of the backfill area in 8-inch lifts or less. Make a minimum of 2 passes, keeping all heavy equipment at least 3 feet away from the back of the blocks. Install the remaining blocks of the 2-course pattern on top of the prepared blocks. When the full pattern is done, check for level and alignment and ensure the wall is straight. Using the same process as before, fill the hollow cores in 12 inches behind the block with wall rock. Rake excess rock from the top of the blocks, then backfill behind the wall rock using approved on-site soils and rake smooth. You would now run a mechanical plate compactor over the top of the blocks, then in a path parallel to the wall, working from the back of the block to the back of the backfill area. So let's review what we have covered for building a pattern wall and how to add a second pattern on top of the first. You want to install your first layer of geogrid reinforcement directly behind the front lip of your base course. Start your initial blocks of the pattern on the top of the base course with the bottom notch tight against that front lip. Remember to offset by at least 1/4 of the block length. Sight down the wall and make any adjustments needed to ensure the blocks are level and aligned. You should also make sure the grid is pulled tight and wrinkle-free. You will then fill the cores in 12 inches behind the wall with wall rock and on-site soils behind the wall rock. You will want to use the end of a shovel to compact the rock in the cores of the block. Then rake smooth and using a mechanical plate compactor, compact the entire area directly behind the block, working into the backfill area. Make a minimum of 2 passes. Keep all heavy equipment at least 3 feet away from the back of the blocks. Sweep the top of the blocks and install the remaining blocks of the pattern so when it's finished, the wall has a prepared flat surface to start the next course or for geogrid placement if needed. Check for level. You will again fill the cores in 12 inches behind the wall with wall rock, then backfill with on-site soils behind the wall rock. Rake blocks and areas smooth with a shovel, then use a mechanical plate compactor to consolidate the pattern section, starting directly on top of the blocks and working into the backfill area with a minimum of 2 passes. Sweep the top of the blocks clean. The first 2-course pattern is installed. Install your geogrid reinforcement as done on course 1 and then on every other course or as specified on your approved plans. When installing another pattern on top, offset it from the pattern below to avoid a repetitive look. See our installation manuals for more information and full pattern details. Continue these steps to the top of your wall and finish with caps. Why you choose to build a pattern wall will often come down to the additional value you or the customer is looking for. This is an easy way to change the aesthetics of a retaining wall and provide different options. We have shown the two-course pattern. It is what we recommend, and using our literature and patterns outlined as a guide when estimating, ordering materials, and constructing your wall, your project will be installed in no time. By following this simple process, you will construct a retaining wall with a beautiful pattern to it that everybody can admire for years to come. For different wall applications and installation videos, visit us at allanblock.com. Happy building! Always better, always Allan Block.